Oh, hi, audience. What's up? It's Greg Sestero here to introduce you to the True Blue Riffcast, where they talk about amazing movies, bad movies, and everything in between. So you're listening to the True Blue Riffcast. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Greg. This is the True Blue Riffcast, the number one Riff Tracks podcast in the world. I am Jeremy, and I am joined, as always, by...
What's up, everybody? I'm Dave. It's rad to be here today.
Yes, it is. And we'll be talking about this a little bit more, but of course, Riff Tracks Live started their Kickstarter, or Riff Tracks started their Kickstarter for Riff Tracks Live yesterday, and they are doing the movie Rad from 1986, which I'm super stoked about, and like I said, we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, how's it going, Dave?
It's going okay. It just crapped a bunch of snow on us over here the last couple of days.
Oh yeah, we got that yesterday.
Yeah, with like with the drought, everyone's been suffering through. Not suffering. People can't water their lawns. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, is it never going to snow again? Climate change, global warming." And I'm just like, guys, listen to yourselves. Is it never going to snow again?
Yeah,
and
no, we got like 8 inches of snow, and then we got an inch of ice on top of that.
Yeah, we had.
So we have a nice crust going with our snow.
I remember. Do you remember in 2010? Oh my gosh, it was 13 years ago. When that big ice storm hit the East Coast, and it was a big news story. I don't even know if anybody remembers this, but I remember I was processing out of the Army. It was like the week that I was processing out, and I had to like completely miss my first day because you get 10 days. I had to completely miss my first day because I was snowed inside my apartment in this Baltimore suburb, and my car was encased in a block of ice.
Nice.
I'll never forget it. It was crazy.
Yeah, we got hit with a bunch. Like, businesses were actually closing down yesterday. Not the movie theater, of course, but, regular businesses.
Yeah. People gotta go see The Way of the Water or whatever. Or, I don't even know what's in the theaters, right? It's like, man.
Ant-Man. A lot of people were coming to see.
Yeah, I heard that was terrible.
And then there was, something opened yesterday. We had, like, an early showing of it yesterday, Jesus Revolution, and we had like a ton of people coming to that. Yeah, it's some movie. It looks like it takes place like in the 70s or like late 60s, early 70s, and it stars Kelsey Grammer of all people. And he's like a pastor.
Yeah, well,
or
you
something.
guys want to see you want to bet on a man effing an alligator? Money Plane.
Money Plane. He goes from Money Plane to Jesus Revolution. Like that's like a complete tonal whiplash right there.
Oh man. But what else are we doing today, Jer?
Today we are also going to be doing our Mystery Science Theater sci-fi era draft. And this one's going to be a little more cutthroat than our normal drafts, as we both discovered as we were going through, because there's not a whole lot of episodes from the sci-fi era to choose from. It was 3 seasons.
So the reason we're limiting it to sci-fi is because we want to keep the podcast Riff Tracks centric. That's kind of our mission.
Yep.
MST3K. Okay, guys, we know that Riff Tracks is a nostalgia thing for Mystery Science Theater 3000. We get it, okay? But we are very much of the opinion that Riff Tracks is good enough to be its own thing. So in this context, we feel that MST3K, the sci-fi years, are sort of like a beloved precursor to Riff Tracks.
Yeah, well, and it's Mike, Kevin, and Bill, so like...
Yeah, it's that same lineup. Yeah,
it's the same lineup. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, should we include This Island Earth in it? No,
because that was the in between
Yeah.
and Bill was not a part of it. He was not the voice of Crow yet.
Yes.
Um,
That's the key factor, the inclusion of Bill Corbett.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, we'll get to that. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, you know how it's apparently we're like famous now for like I guess this is mostly my fault because very famously Matthew J. Elliott has said, "I don't want to see you guys fight, guys. We're not really mad at each other." Like I don't know what everybody thinks happens. I mean, you guys hear everything, and I guess it's just no. It's not. The podcast is not going to end.
No,
because Jeremy is going to steal Overdrawn at the memory bank or something.
Which probably will happen if I get my. All right. First, before we get into that and get super angry with each other again, let's take a look at the weekly box office. Of course, the number one movie. Thanks for the follow, Shapeless Cart. What was I saying? Oh, weekend box office. Yes, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is in first place. Brought in $106 million on its opening weekend, which is pretty good. Avatar: Way of the Waters in number 2. Magic Mike's Last Dance goes from 1 down to 3. Puss in Boots moves back up again from 5th up into 4th place. And Knock at the Cabin goes from 6th place up into 5th place. It's kind of interesting. We have a couple movies. Yes,
one?
Yes, that is M. Night's newest movie based on a book. And he does change the ending from the book.
Of course he does.
To the movie. You know what? I'm not going to spoil it. It's not like a big twist or anything. I'm just not going to spoil it.
Okay. Well,
just the change. Because the shocker in the book is not in the movie. We'll just leave it at that. If you've read the book, then you'll know what I'm talking about. And you probably haven't read the book if you're listening to this podcast.
Never even heard of it. Yeah.
I think it's called like a Knock on the Cabin Door or something. Yes. Yeah, exactly. You write your own books. You don't have time to read anybody else's.
Yeah, I don't have time. Yeah.
Unless that's what, Agatha Christie or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of my friends who've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, they're like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I don't. That's
why
what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's real bad.
Well, a lot of critics have been saying that.
Yeah.
But everybody that I've talked to that I know that have seen it, they enjoy it. It's not like the most amazing, mind-blowing comic book action movie, whatever, but it's fun. They said it's a really good Star Wars movie.
All right.
Because of the setting, it just feels like Star Wars with the setting that it's in. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Aren't they in like the quantum zone or something?
Yeah, the quantum realm, which is basically the microverse from the comics. But, man, my phone just all of a sudden I got like 20 notifications. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, I got a little distracted. I'm getting canceled. Yes, I don't know why. What have I done? But yeah, let's move on to the Kickstarter real quick, since we don't have any new anything from James Wan, so we can't really do what the hell is James Wan doing today, unfortunately, because that's one of my favorite things.
No.
They launched the Kickstarter yesterday. It was like around this time yesterday. It was funded last night. It took them 8.5 hours to reach their goal.
As per
usual. Yep.
Now,
2,600 backers, and it's up $277,000. But you notice how they don't need $1.5 million for their Kickstarter. Go ahead, you'll tell your quick story, and then I'll talk about the movie a little bit.
Well, my fun story is that I got a email message from Patreon from our good friend Eric Peterson. And it's like, hey, be one of the first to. Our thing goes live tomorrow. Be among the first to donate or whatever. And I was like, oh, it's just some movie called Rad. I've never heard of it. And so I tell Jeremy, it's like, oh, hey, Riff Tracks sent out a Patreon message. They're doing Rad. And Jeremy lost his mind. I've never heard of
I
this.
did. I absolutely lost my mind. This movie is one of the films that I loved as a kid. Like, absolutely loved it. This movie came out, I was 8 when this movie came out. I had a bike, a BMX, a dirt bike, and my friend and I rented this one weekend. We're like, oh, this could be cool. And we watched it, and we both loved it. And it's basically about this guy. His name is Crew Jones in the movie. CRU is his first name.
But
and he
makes
wants
it so
to
much
be
better.
Yeah, he wants to be a professional BMX racer. And there's this big event coming, Hell Track. I believe it's called Hell Track. It's been a while since I've watched it. And so he's practicing and trying to get in, and he meets Lori Loughlin, who's like another professional BMX
Aunt Becky.
rider. Aunt Becky. Yes, as they say in the trailer for this, Lori Loughlin, known for Full House and Jail.
At prison, yeah.
Yeah, she's in this one. And the main thing from this movie, there's two big things. Obviously, the big race on Hell Track, and there's the infamous BMX prom scene where Crew and Lori's character they dance on their bikes in the middle of high school.
How is that
prom.
possible? How do you dance? I mean, I saw it. It's stupid.
It's extremely stupid. But honestly, it's one of my favorite parts from the whole movie just because of how dumb it is. Like, when I was a kid, this is the same as with No Retreat, No Surrender for me. Both of those movies I loved as a kid. And then when I got older and I watched them again, I still love them because, but for completely different reasons. Because now, like, holy cow, this movie is absolutely stupid. I love it. And I actually, back in 2015, I wrote an article about 3 movies that would be perfect for Riff Tracks. One of them was No Retreat, No Surrender. Another one of them was Rad. And the third one, which I'm still hoping they'll be able to do, and it kind of has some ties to some other directors that we've had movies from in Riff Tracks, is The Dungeon Master. I really hope they get to that one someday. But I'm super excited about this movie, and apparently a lot of other people were super excited about this movie because, it was backed in 8 hours. Plus, I did order this movie on Blu-ray because I had some credit on Amazon, and it was $10 brand new on Blu-ray.
Oh, wow.
So, this is the first time this movie's ever been on anything other than VHS, too. So the fact that it's that cheap already... it kind of says something about the movie, I think. But it's great. If you haven't seen it before or never heard of it, I would say don't watch anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
like outside of what they show in the trailer for the Kickstarter. Don't watch anything. Go in completely blind, and you'll have a blast. You will have an absolute blast.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm going to avoid it. Even it's like that. That shouldn't be hard to avoid. It's not like Game of Thrones or
it's not on like a streaming service or anything that you can just watch it.
I'm just gonna think it's gonna be the first time in a while I'm gonna go to Riff Tracks and not having Riff Tracks Live and not really having seen the movie before.
Yeah,
I can't really remember when the last time that was. It might have been Doctor Who.
But this also has some connection to another lost Riff Tracks release. One that doesn't exist anymore, and that's Megaforce.
Oh, really?
Because both movies were directed by Hal Needham.
Oh, wow. So it's probably really super stupid.
Yes.
Megaforce.
Exactly. Yes. So this
know
also
if that's
comes
the
from
song.
the director of course, Megaforce, The Cannonball Run, and Smokey and the Bandit.
He did that too?
Yep. And this movie also has the late Klug Luger in it.
Klug Gulager?
Gluger.
Mustar Klug Gulager.
Yeah, he's in this also. So yeah, Josh says he was surprised by this pick, but he's very excited for it. Same, Josh. Same. I never would have expected this to be a live show, honestly. I had always assumed that if they ever did it, it would just be like a regular like VOD release.
VOD, yeah.
So the fact that this is a live show,
I think they're being picky because our theory that they're just going to just one a year now. I think that's playing out.
yeah,
I think that's no longer a theory.
yeah, and I get it. We understand the reasonings why it sucks, but hey, people get older. That's what happens.
Yep.
That's what happens in life. You
it's
get
happening
old.
to all of us right now.
Yes, as we speak, as we sit here and blather on about Rad, a BMX movie from the 80s. That's a very old film.
She was Aunt Becky before she was Aunt Becky or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was before she was Aunt Becky. Yes. But of course we will keep updating on the Kickstarter because they will be adding. No, it doesn't go in the direction of side hackers. Don't worry about that, Josh. They will be adding, stretch goals and all that stuff soon. Obviously, they're not going to announce that immediately as soon as the Kickstarter gets funded.
We're probably going to get some
so-
MP3s. Well,
they always do MP3 stretch goals.
This campaign is 40 days, not 30.
Yeah, it's going until April 1st. Yep, a Blu-ray release of this is I mean, it already says you'll get it says DVD, I think, but maybe it says Blu-ray. I don't know. I don't remember. But it'll be on physical. It will be on physical media. I'm sure it'll be Blu-ray. If not starting on DVD and then moving up to Blu-ray with so it says live show on DVD.
Oh,
so one of the stretch goals will be, hey, you get this many people, then we'll make it a Blu-ray instead of a DVD or whatever. I think that's usually how they do it. Yes, DVDs are cheaper. Which is why they want to wait till they get to a certain number of people before they change it to Blu-rays, I'm sure. Yeah, but I'm very excited. Very excited. I told Dave I was giddy about this release.
He was very excited. Like, okay,
and I am straight up giddy about this because this is one I've been hoping that they would do for quite a while.
I'm considering going to this one live. Not sure. I don't know. I always say that.
This is the one that I would love to figure out how to get to. Like, if there was anyone that I could get to, yeah, but you have to be able to afford that. That's the problem.
No.
But yes, Josh, you've never seen it. Don't watch it. Just go in blind. Trust me. Go in blind with this one. As long as you can resist watching Rad. I mean, if you haven't seen it in this long since it's been out, then you don't have to worry about it. I think we need to move on, Dave. I'm itching.
Yeah.
I'm itching to get to this draft. I'm itching. I gotta turn my sound on my phone here.
Pull up my cheat sheet
so I can get my coin flipper ready.
Okay, so we're going to 20, right? 10 each.
10 each, yes, 10 each. Josh is rubbing it in now. He lives 3 hours away from Nashville.
Well, hey Josh, if I'm there, we should get together or something. I don't know.
People, and you living close to cool things. All right, so it's going to be the same rules as any of our other ones. Obviously, we don't have any in the same series in this, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, this is super simple.
Yeah, we'll take turns going in order depending on who gets the coin flip, and we'll pick our favorites, and we'll see what we end up with. I have a list of 20, just in case. I don't know how much. The thing is there was 3 seasons of this, and there wasn't a ton in each season. So I think our main list is going to have a lot of crossover in it.
Yeah.
Just because there's there's not a ton to choose from here. So
well, I mean, that's going to make it really interesting. I think it's going to be different from from the wide openness of the VOD draft.
Yeah,
it's going to be more like the MP3 draft, only with less rules, less restrictions.
Yeah, it's going to be a little more cutthroat. I know I said that before, but I have to reiterate that it's going to be
word
because
of the day.
I know we have a lot of the same favorites, and which ones are considered the best overall out of the sci-fi era. So I really don't like that. Ugh. I got a drink, and I wanted to try something different, and it's got too much tea flavor in it.
Oh, I was about to say, did you got a strawberry Dr. Pepper garbage?
No, and it's kind of funny because my wife hates Dr. Pepper. She loves the strawberries and cream flavor.
That's super weird.
It is. It's really weird. All right, so let's. This is gonna be bad. I just have a feeling the first few.
Let's do it.
All right. Do you want heads or tails, Dave?
What?
Do you want heads or tails?
Oh, tails.
All right. Flip a coin. Here we go.
It's tails.
It's tails. All right. It's tails. There you go, tails. So Dave gets to go first. And there's at least 3 possible choices, I think, here.
Yeah, there are 3 possible choices. Well, you know what? Ooh. Out of the 3, that's a hard decision. Which means I'm going to probably get 2 of them. But the loss of any of the 3 is kind of devastating. But I think if I choose the one that I think I'm going to pick, I think I know what your first one is going to get. And if it's going to be between those 2, I think I have to take my number 1 choice in the MST3K Sci-Fi Era Draft. Team Dave drafts Time Chasers.
Time Chasers. Yep. I knew that was going to be number 1 for you. I mean, honestly, that's what I would have picked for my number 1.
Yeah, it's the ghost house of MST3K.
Yeah. So I think for my number 1, you know what? I'm gonna go Final Sacrifice.
Yep, I knew it. I knew that was gonna go right after that. So
it was either that or what Dave's gonna pick for number 2, which I'm almost 100%. I know what he's gonna pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely it has to be. Just considering the big reason we're doing this is because, we talked about the sequel to the one that I'm about to pick last week. So in round 2 of the draft, Team Dave drafts Hobgoblins.
Yep.
The OG.
The OG. Probably the best version of it.
Yep.
As we've discussed multiple times.
Out of all the versions, that's the best. I knew picking Time Chasers. I knew that's how it was going to go down. Be like, I can either have Final Sacrifice or I can have both Time Chasers and Hobgoblins.
Yeah.
So, and I love Final Sacrifice, but I'll sacrifice it, no pun intended, to get those 2.
Josh said the list can go anywhere. And you're right, Dave, Josh, it's going to go everywhere. Except there is one that I have to pick for my number 2.
Okay.
And that's Space Mutiny. Got to go Space Mutiny. I mean,
Okay.
it's one of the best. You got to take it.
So, oh my gosh, there are a few here so what are we on? 3?
We are on pick number 3, yes. And
Pick 3.
there's
Okay,
one, and my next one is going to be. Well, I'm not gonna tell you because.
Okay, so I'm there are a few here. I think there's 4. And there's one extra that's a spite pick that I'm just going to hold in reserve.
Oh no. And I know.
And I don't want
You're
to have
throwing
to use
me
it,
out of order.
but I will. But I will if you piss me off. Man, this is rough.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna have to go with pick number 3. I think I'm gonna have to go with Team Dave Drafts Overdrawn in the Memory Bank.
I knew you were going to take that.
You might want to snatch up.
My number 3. I have to take this before Dave takes it just to hurt me. It is literally my personal all-time favorite episode of Mystery Science Theater. My most rewatched episode of Mystery Science Theater is Jack Frost. So I have to take that at number 3. And I know that's what Dave was going to take as his spite pick because he knows how much I love that one.
That was my spite pick. And I used it. I manipulated you. I manipulated you so I could get my next pick. Was this 4?
Yes, pick 4.
So number 4, Team Dave Drafts the Puma Man.
Oh, Dave. Damn you. All right.
Now there is one that you could take, and I'm not going to say what it is.
Well, yeah, don't tell me because
But I will be very upset if you take it.
Okay.
And that's going to be
so
my
I'm looking
next
at my.
one.
Oh my god. I've got 3 that I really want to take for my next pick. I'm just trying to go back over it in my head and think which one do I enjoy the most. I gotta go. I think I gotta go with this one just because I love. I love the riff of the movie, but I also absolutely love the host segments on it. And that is for my number 4 pick. I am going to take the Screaming Skull.
Okay. All right.
Because
I'm not
that's
mad
got
at
the whole thing, with them calling to get the free coffin.
Yeah.
And it completely backfires on them. I love that bit so much.
So we're at 5 now, right?
We're on pick 5, yes, sir.
Okay. So this next, I'm getting everything I want. This is fantastic.
If you take the other one I was going to pick between this one, I'm going to be so mad.
Okay, so the next, I don't know, this is one of my very, very personal favorites. It's one I probably rewatch probably the most and that I have so many great memories of. But for round 5, Team Dave Drafts Riding with Death.
Nice. That was a good one.
My patent papers are at a slight angle, Sam. What's going on?
Oh, man. I think this one's going to be safe until later. And I think this one's going to be safe until later.
Okay, so...
This one might be safe till later.
There's
right.
one here I'm surprised you haven't snatched up yet.
For my 5th pick, I'm trying to think which order to take these because I want to be able to get the rest of the ones that I want. I'm going for pick 5. Team Jeremy picks Prince of Space.
Ah! No. Okay, I'm not mad. I'm not.
Was that the one that you were surprised that I hadn't taken yet?
No.
Okay.
No. There's a couple here that I'm surprised are still on the table. They're great, but there are ones that I like better.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that if we're just going on like what's popular, there are
Well,
two specifically.
I think we're
So what are
down
we
to
on,
the
6?
point. Yeah, I think we're down to the point now where we said it was just going to start coming down to personal preference.
Well, yeah, but I
I
think
mean, there's still a couple that could be considered,
yeah.
better. But
Now, between these two, I think I want to snatch at least one of them up. I don't know. You know what? I think I'll get this one just because there's a host segment that I really love. The movie itself is not really that great, but I think that this segment is probably one that I've watched on YouTube 1,000 times, and I think it speaks to the musical brilliance of Kevin Murphy. So for that reason alone, I think for round 6, Team Dave drafts Werewolf.
yep. As soon as you said the musical brilliance of Kevin Murphy, I knew where you were going with it.
Yeah.
Okay, Werewolf. That's a great choice. So let's see. Pick 6. I'm thinking. Oh man. Oh man. I am going to go ahead for my 6th pick, and I am going to take Boggy Creek 2, and the legend continues.
Oh, wow. So we're on 7 now, so that means we have 8, 9, and 10 after this.
Yep.
So I think just to beef up my Misty cred, because there are others that I like more than this one, but I do like this one. I'm not trying to put it down.
Yeah.
But I think just like beef up the whole credibility of the team, I'm going to get another heavy hitter. I'm going to go ahead and draft Team Dave drafts Soul Taker.
Yep. Somehow I knew that was coming next.
Like those two, like Werewolf and Soul Taker, I'm surprised made it this far. And I think after this is just whatever I want.
7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. For my number 7, I am going to take Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders.
Yeah, I know that's one. I know that's one of your faves.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a couple here. I don't know if you care about either of these movies.
I have 3 specific ones left that I want, that I really want,
Okay,
and I think
so-
I'm gonna be safe
I
with
want
at least
these
2 of them.
I want these 2. I want this. You guys can't see me, but I want this one and I want this one. Trying to think which one I like better. And it's got to be this first one. But at this point, we're like sacrificing. We are potentially sacrificing other things we want. So
Yeah.
so I think I have to pull the trigger on this one. So we're at what, 8?
Number 8, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So for round 8, Team Dave drafts the Deadly Bees.
Oh, damn you. Oh, that was one of my last 3 that I really, really wanted.
Yeah. The guy with the derby hat, I think.
Oh,
I
God.
think caps it.
All right. I have to take this one before I lose it. Before Dave takes it, or before Dave potentially takes it. For my number 8, Team Jeremy chooses Devil Doll.
Okay. Well,
That's another one of my favorites because of the riff and also the host segments. When Tom Servo turns himself into a toaster strudel, Like, that's one of the best. And then he's just a block. He's just a block in the theater for his shadow. It's great. I love it so much. It's so good.
All right. So this one's easy for me. Blah, blah. So round 9, Team Dave drafts Gorgo.
Oh, very good choice, sir. Very good choice.
So you have 2 left. I have 1. There's a bunch here that I'm surprised you didn't pick up.
I still have 5 left on my overall list that I made, like with my backups. And two of my favorites are still on here. They haven't been picked. On a different one, I might pick a different one on this list, just depending on what happens.
So let's go to 12.
Here, but
let's go to 12 just to see where it goes.
Just to see where it goes. All right.
Yeah, just see where it goes, because we're not doing this again. We're not doing because.
Yeah. All right. Oh man. All right, for my number 9. This one might, I don't know, it might be a little surprising. For my number 9, I'm taking Hamlet.
That is surprising.
Or
That's
number. Yeah, what did you pick for your number 9? Gorgo, right?
Gorgo, yeah. Gorgo.
I forgot to put it on the list here.
So for 10, I think I'm just gonna, since we're going to extra innings, I'm just gonna beef up my my Misty cred, and I'm gonna go ahead and draft Parts of the Clonus Horror.
Good choice. Let's see here. What do I want to take? For my number 10 pick, I am going to take, since this was the original end of the list.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the end of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Diabolic.
That does have some really great host segments, and I think that while we're talking about Diabolic, I mean, I think that's one of the big beefs that I had with the revival was that they, for a show of this nature, they wrapped everything up pretty good.
Yeah.
And Tom and Crow were down with Mike. They escaped the satellite of love, and they're hanging out with Mike in his apartment and watching
then they started
bad movies.
Riff Tracks.
Yeah. So, but how did they get back onto the satellite of love? How? And I know people are going to say it's just a show, you should really just relax. No, shut up. Doesn't apply. How did they get back on the satellite of love?
I don't know.
I have
Well,
to know.
Josh, you know what? I'm shocked that you have such poor taste that you think Hamlet shouldn't have been picked. And
Wait, what? What happened?
Josh said, I'm shocked Hamlet got picked and this early at number 9. That's what he said, so I'm just giving him a hard time.
Okay.
Telling him that I'm shocked he has bad taste.
So where are we at, 11?
We are at 11, yes. And I still have a couple here to choose from, and I think I might get both of them.
Okay, so I kind of snatched up all the ones that I really care about. So you know what? I'm gonna boost up my Misty cred even more and go with for round 11, Team Dave drafts Girl in Gold Boots.
Ooh.
I will be shocked if Final Justice doesn't get picked. I'm not going to pick it.
I have that on my list as one of the extra ones. People often call Hamlet the worst of the sci-fi era.
Really? Why?
I don't know. He said it's his wife's favorite episode. So maybe it's just more of a shock that somebody else actually liked it. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
All right.
All right. I know what my last one is going to be, and it's for a really stupid reason.
My number 11 is another one that's just kind of a personal favorite. Like, I've watched it a lot. It's got one of my favorite single riffs in it. And it's when the dude's being attacked and he's obviously not hitting him. It's very, very much a stage punch, and it's very far away from him. But he's acting like he's taking the full punches, and he's talking about how the wind from your fist as it moves past my face. And that is from...
I know that. What's that from?
That's from The Undead, which is what I'm taking for my 11th pick.
Okay. You know what? I'm calling an audible.
Uh-oh.
Calling an audible. I just realized this hasn't been taken.
Uh-oh.
Can't believe we both overlooked this. But for my last one, I was going to go with the Mole People because it has Dr. Baxter from the Alphabet Conspiracy in it.
Yeah.
If you
take my last one,
I'm calling an audible just to boost
probably
my
won't
Misty
be, but...
cred and my Riff Tracks cred as well. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Giant Spider Invasion.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's, yeah. Well, I guess that leaves me with my only other choice on my list here. I gotta take Final Justice.
What's that?
Final Justice.
Oh, Final Justice. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hey, you can have it.
I had one other one on my list. You know what?
You want to go to? You want to go to 13?
Nope. I'm taking Final Justice off. I'm calling an audible. I'm taking my last pick, and this is another one that just is a personal favorite. The Touch of Satan.
The Touch of Satan. Oh yeah.
I love that riff. It's so good. I should watch that one. It's been a very long time.
Yep.
All right. There's our MST3K Sci-Fi Era Draft.
That was not nearly as how you call it? Like, we don't hate each other right now.
No. If you would have taken Jack Frost, then the whole thing would be over.
I was going to. I manipulated the hell out of you. So that
I'm still mad that you got Overdrawn at the memory bank, but
yeah,
I really wanted Overdrawn at the memory bank. Yeah.
So list them off. Like, what are the teams?
All right. So for Dave, we have Time Chasers at number one overall. And then Hobgoblins, Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, The Puma Man, Riding with Death, Werewolf, Soul Taker, The Deadly Bees, Gorgo, Parts the Clonus Horror, Girl in the Gold Boots, and The Giant Spider Invasion.
That's a damn good team.
That is. Yours is, I think, I'm honestly going to say, like, if you go overall, like, as far as like favorite episodes or what people mostly consider to be like the strongest, the best episodes, I think you would take it on that aspect.
Yeah, I think so too. But you have probably the best episode.
I have the Final Sacrifice,
widely regarded as the best episode.
Which Rouse Dower, Beer on the Sun.
Yeah.
And the One Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode that is not available anywhere because of rights issues. Number 2, Space Mutiny. Number 3, Jack Frost. The Screaming Skull. Prince of Space. Boggy Creek 2. Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders. Devil Doll. Hamlet. Diabolic. The Undead. And The Touch of Satan. to round things off. We narrowly avoided Joe Don Baker.
Yeah.
What makes me want to put a triangle on my privates and squirm around. Oh yeah, like in the movie.
Isn't there a story where they were staying, like Mike and Kevin were staying in like the same hotel as Joe Don Baker, and Joe Don Baker found out they were there. I'm probably getting the story all wrong, and he said that if he saw him, he was going to beat the hell out of him. As mentioned on the main stage, the whole Joe Don Baker threatened to murder Best Brains for making fun of him story seems to be a wild exaggeration. Since it was mentioned in the Amazing Colossal episode guide, which I own, a lot of fans treat it as gospel fact, even though the Brains themselves admitted that it was based on rumors they'd heard at conventions, not something they could verify. Baker has never directly addressed the controversy, but Brains indicate, I think that means Best Brains, indicate that that his reaction was not exactly friendly, less extreme, and more understandable. Mike Nelson recalled the story's origins as a joke he made about Baker at a press conference around the time the Mitchell episode aired, that if Baker ever saw the show, that he'd kick our ass. According to Nelson, Baker got like 60 calls from reporters asking him about MST3K afterwards. Baker at first didn't know what they were talking about, then got frustrated with reporters, hounding him and did this happen? Hounding him and snapped that he did hate MST3K and that they should just leave him alone. Kevin Murphy affirmed that Baker's comments were clearly a joke, though he joked in response for Baker to bring it on, sweet cheeks. Oh, you're sending me messages. What's going on here?
I just sent you the link to the draft.
Oh, okay. You want me to make that graphic?
Yeah. Make the graphic, yeah.
Now, we should say that the Final Sacrifice, it was available on Rift Tracks for a little while.
Yes.
When they were doing MST3K Monday.
Yeah.
So if you bought it there, it's probably still available.
But if you can't buy it anymore, at least digitally, like not even through like MST's own website. Like it was gone.
I'm pretty sure I have it on an external hard drive, and if I don't, I'm going to be very sad. Because
I do. I have every episode of Mr. Science Theater, not counting the revival. But I do have all of it.
I'm just going to search for Rift Draft. So, wow, that didn't go nearly as long as the other ones.
No, I think it's because we knew what we were doing for the most part, like what we wanted to pick and all that stuff. Yes, Josh. Oh, I must have overlooked that one. Josh said that we both had pretty solid lists, but he would have to have the Quest of the Delta Knights somewhere on his list. And I kind of forgot about that one. I'm not going to lie.
It's not my favorite. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like, I don't know. I don't think about it the way I do with a lot of other ones.
That's the episode that got one of my old roommates into Mystery Science Theater because we were watching it, and he just caught the joke about the sign that had the rubber sole, Beatles rubber sole font. And he was like, "Oh, hey, he's like, that's funny." He's like, "I know that." And he went and like grabbed his album, and he's like, "Look, it is the exact same font." And then he started watching.
That happens in the world of graphic design. It's very small, young man. I don't know why I'm David Lynch now. I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. Okay, it was under a stupid file name, so I'll get to be doing this. So, do we have anything else to talk about?
Nope. I don't think so. If you haven't backed the Kickstarter yet, go back it.
Yeah.
Just go search for Rift Tracks on there.
The game?
No, I've got stuff I actually have to go do.
Okay.
Everybody's home. Everybody has a snow day today. So we planned some things, so.
All right, I'll go ahead and make this graphic then, and I'll send it over to you. You could put it on.
I'll put it up on Twitter, on the official
on the Twitter, and
on the official Twitter for True Blue Riftcast, TB Riftcast on Twitter, which is surprisingly still alive and hasn't collapsed in and on itself yet.
And I think people were overreacting about that, but that's just me. We don't talk about that here, though.
Nope. We don't talk about any of that
There better
stuff.
not be any spelling. There better not be any spelling errors on this because I'm just copying.
No, it should be fine.
Okay.
You know what though? You know what starts like in a week or two? Hang on.
Oh, the Mandalorian.
Yeah, it
Are
starts
you gonna do that?
on very soon. What's the release date for that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking.
I don't know. I don't have Disney Plus right now.
Well, you're gonna have to get it March 1st. So it
Oh,
starts next week.
Chat. Okay. All right. I guess I have to get it.
Yeah, next week it starts. So, we'll be talking about that very soon. Again, the True Blue Mando cast will return.
After
And our episodes will get.
Like we started talking about Book of Boba Fett, and then we just stopped because we both hated it so much.
Book of Boba Fett was until it turned into The Mandalorian season
Until it turned into
2.5.
The Mandalorian, yeah, we should have started talking about it then.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll be talking about the True Blue Mando cast again. Just cause we can, why not? It was.
Yeah, we don't get
I
paid
still-
for this. We can do what we want.
I still kind of want to watch Andor because I've heard that's like even if you don't like Star Wars, it's a really good show. Like it's more of like a political thriller and espionage type thing than people with
I
light
think I'm
swords
good.
flying around. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for hanging out with us, Josh, and anybody else who's been lurking in there.
Let's say we have more people in the listening live than
Yeah, it's
chatters. Yeah.
I just from Streamlabs, I don't really get an accurate count of viewers. So-
You can see who's all here. You just got to go into the mod setting.
Yeah, but I just have Streamlabs up and not like the actual Twitch stuff. Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. If you like this weird random stuff that we do from week to week, where we're supposed to be talking about riff tracks, and sometimes we go off on other things, but it always comes back to riff tracks in the end. But if you like what you heard today, you can go ahead and either follow us here on Twitch, you can subscribe on Twitch, or send little bits or donations or whatever through Twitch, because like Dave said, we don't get paid for this, but we don't want to get paid for it necessarily. We just enjoy doing it because we're both the number one fan of riff tracks, and we just like rambling to each other about stuff that we think is either funny or stupid. And yeah, you can follow the podcast on Twitter at TBRiffcast, and I'm at PB and Awesome on Twitter and everywhere else.
Oh, yeah, and I'm Dave. You can check me out on Twitter at DChadwickAuthor. Check me out at davechadwick.info. Get all my books and audiobooks on Amazon and Audible. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
They're good books. If you want a fun time listening to a story, when is Monkey out an audio?
No,
I don't
well,
remember.
the book
Is that the one that
of course,
is that the one that
but
Rick's doing?
Rick's a very busy man, and it's taken a little bit longer, but it's fine. He's still making progress. Look, as far as that goes, my position on that is that the book gets done when it gets done, and it's gonna be done for much longer than it's not. So it's gonna be worth
This
the
is
wait.
very true. But if you want to read a story about a chain smoking foul mouthed monkey,
Yeah, they always say the F word 311 times in the book.
it's a good book. It's very entertaining. Yeah, I highly recommend it. And I'm not just saying that because I like Dave. I would have enjoyed the book regardless of who wrote it. Unless it was Ernest Cline, then I would have stayed 1,000% away from it. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh, shit.
And that's gonna be the
sorry.
end of this, guys.
Sorry. I just realized I made a mistake on the graphic, and
It's just super quiet. Then all of a sudden, here comes Dave. All right, guys. We'll see you.
Welcome back from the edit, everybody.
Yeah. The long lost, never to be taken truthfully again. Welcome back from the edit. But yeah, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time right here on the True Blue Riffcast.
Rock till you die.
Rock till you die.